All right, send them in.
Good morning, Nick.
Well, if it isn't the little engine that could.
We won't take too much of your time.
No, not at all. Detective Reed.
Nick?
Sit down, make yourself comfortable.
Oh, thanks. I'd rather stand.
I got a fresh pot of coffee.
We're here in reference to your property on Broadway.
My property? I don't have any property on Broadway.
5 small apartment buildings owned by the Renace Realty Corporation.
Well, there you go. Well, why don't you talk to the Renae's Realty Corporation?
Renace.
Hey, look, Nick, we know you own those buildings, huh? So let's drop the act, okay?
Wait a minute, Bob. We've checked it through the State Attorney General's office, and your right-hand man, Herbie, is a principal in that corporation. And the other principals are all on your payroll.
Well, why don't you talk to them? Maybe they got together and bought some buildings. I don't know anything about it.
Hey, look, Nick, any court of law in this land would say you own those buildings.
I don't think so, Bob. Nick's right. He's not a principal in that corporation. But, Nick, your daughter's name is Serena, isn't it?
Look, you leave my kid out of this. She has nothing to do with it.
Then it must be a coincidence that Renace Realty is an anagram for Serena.
What?
The letters rearranged.
All right, all right.
I got pretty good at crosswords lying in the hospital.
All right, so I own the buildings. So?
So Bob's got some bad news for you.
Yeah, it seems like the city building inspector just made a tour of your premises. The results are rotten, to put it mildly.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. The buildings are uninhabitable, Nick.
So I'll let the tenants move somewhere else.
No, 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 no. That's what you want. But that's not the way it works. Here's the way it works. I got a summons here for inadequate hot water. I got one for 5 busted fire escapes. Hey, here's one for no sprinkler system.
All right.
Got one for some stairways. Got one here for some plumbing. Secondary egress.
All right, all right.
Right. And if I had my way, I'd include one for criminal negligence for the people that had to live under those conditions.
Those people are my constituents. And as their councilman, I'm here to protect their interests and see that you bring those buildings up to the code.
You know what it's going to cost me?
A lot.
But the fines for those violations will also be quite costly, Nick, so I figure you better get to the renovations right away, huh?
That's right. Either that, or pay the fines, or go to jail.
Or both.
It's going to cost me 50 grand to do all this.
I'd say that was a conservative estimate, wouldn't you, Bob?
Oh, I'd say 50, 60 grand ought to do it.
But now that we've brought the situation to Nick's attention, I'm sure that he'll attack the problem with the same dispatch with which he executes all his business. So long, Nick.
Councilman, I admire your diligence. I hope you don't live to regret your enthusiasm.
He looks mad.
Maybe because we didn't have any coffee, huh?
Maybe.
Will a hellish nightmare
She's dead.
bring Bo and Hope back together
You love him, and he loves you, no matter how much you want to deny it.
and leave Carly out in the cold?
Things are very different now.
Watch Days of Our Lives weeknights at 6 on SoapNet.
An All My Children life-changing event.
If I die,
You are not going to die.
But the race to save her life
We gotta get her out of here. We don't stand a chance.
takes a tragic turn. Watch All My Children weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 8 on SoapNet.
Hi, Mom. Sorry I missed your call. Call me.
Kleenex brand tissues are America's softest. No wonder people go out of their way to share them. Go to Kleenex.com for more fun ways to share. Kleenex tissues, softness worth sharing.
Here's some health information for people over 50. Maybe you don't think you're at risk for heart attack or stroke, but if you've been diagnosed with PAD or have pain or heaviness in your legs, I want to talk to you. You may have heard of poor leg circulation, which could be peripheral artery disease or PAD. With PAD, if you have poor circulation in your legs, you may also have poor circulation in your heart or in your brain. Your risk for heart attack or stroke is more than doubled with PAD. Now ask yourself, am I at risk? If you're not sure, call for this free information kit to learn more.
Call 1-877-920-9386 now to find out what the risks of PAD really are. You'll find a 7-point checklist that helps you understand what could be putting you at risk. If you have symptoms, you'll learn how treating symptoms is different from reducing your risk. You'll also learn about lifestyle changes and treatment options that can help reduce your risk for heart attack and stroke. There's even a discussion guide for you to bring to your doctor that can help you discuss PAD together. Call 1-877-920-9386 for your free information kit today.
The risk is real. Take the next step. Call today.
Hi. Who's your architect?
me. Like it?
Very effective.
Mwah.
Very effective. You really plan this?
Sure. Councilman can't have a room. He's got to have an office, outer and inner. Poof.
You're amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Hey, the councilman's out. Won't you have a seat?
Have you heard anything further from your cream puff newsman?
You mean Sam?
Yeah, cute Sam.
Not today yet. He was going over to check with Charlie Ferris for a brief political history of the district. I warned him that Charlie doesn't know from brief, but Sam was undaunted. He said he'd drop by later. And if not, we'll certainly be in touch with him.
We?
Councilman Ryan's Community Relations Department.
That's you.
Yeah. The cable TV station's a good contact for Frank. It keeps him in communication with the neighborhood.
I keep Sam Crowell in communication with you.
Oh, are you jealous?
No. He's just,
Cream puff.
yeah.
Jealous. And I love it. Mwah.
Where is the councilman?
At the field, tilting at windmills.
Which ones?
Nick Szabo.
Oh?
Bob and Frank went over to Nick's office to drop a stack of summonses in Nick's lap. Violations on his 5 apartment buildings on Broadway.
The parcel Nick wants to sell to the hospital?
Over the broken homes of the tenants who live there.
And they serve the summonses on Nick themselves.
Stack that high. Nick's gonna fix those buildings up, or Frank's gonna nail them to the wall.
Ah, they're crazy.
Why?
I wouldn't monkey around with Nick Szabo that way. Why didn't they let the building inspector serve the summonses?
Frank's not afraid of Nick.
I know he's not. So does Nick. Nick is a man to be treated with respect. He's got money and a lot of influence.
Look, he deserves everything that Frank and Bob can pin on him. He's gonna pay those fines and make those buildings decent places to live in.
Well, the fines won't matter as much as losing the round.
Oh, come on, honey. He wouldn't dare do anything to Frank now.
All those brains, and still so much to learn.
Oh, a babe in arms. Honey, do you really think Nick's all that dangerous?
I'm concerned about it.
There you go again. Concerned, thinking about other people. Oh, Jack Finale, where will this end?
Say, listen, now that you've got an inner office in this place,
Oh, no.
we could lock the door, hang a sign, the councilman is out.
I'd love to, but I've got too much work to do.
You asked me to leave?
No, I'm asking you to stay and watch me work.
That'd be torture.
Then I'm asking you to leave.
Ah, you're much too good to me.
I know.
Well, if I've got some time to kill, I might as well drop by and kill it with Nick Szabo.
Really?
Why not?
Hey.
I love you too.
Oh, Mary, you should have seen the look on Nick's face when he started to disappear behind this mountain of summonses. Bob just kept right on dropping them on his desk. Plop!
You know, it's always baffled me. Now, here's a guy with 5 apartment buildings. Now, he can make a very nice living on those buildings legally, just by making them desirable, by keeping them in shape.
Yeah, but it's a lot easier to let them go and collect the rent anyway and finally demoralize the tenants so much that they don't care if you sell the roof from over their heads.
Well, I've never owned anything worth $250,000, so I wouldn't understand.
You understand, all right, honey. Here, take a look at these. Tell me what you think.
Ah, Georgia Rothschild, right at the top of the list.
In spite of everything, she was my first choice.
Yeah, think she'd do it?
Yeah, I think so.
Do what?
Oh, Frank and I were just putting a list together of possible replacements.
For who?
Me. Just in case something came up and I had to leave.
Hey, now wait a minute. When did all this happen?
It didn't happen. Nothing happened. We're just covering the possibility.
Well, Mary, you must be thinking about leaving. You would be making up
I'm
lists.
thinking, but I'm not leaving. Not yet, anyway.
Hey, Frank. Why didn't you tell me about Mary's leaving?
We just talked about it, Bobby. Nothing's definite.
You know, honey, it might be a good idea to have someone come in here and observe a couple of days a week, just to overlap and keep the transition smoother.
Right you are.
Mary, you must be thinking about leaving. That sounds like it to me.
Honey, it's just contingency planning, which is very important for a busy man in public office. Now, I cannot leave Frank with an administrative assistant who needs more assisting than she can give.
Georgia Rothschild, what do you think, Bobby?
Mary Ryan.
Oh, stop it. Councilman-elect Ryan's office. Yep. Psst. D.
Hello, Dee.
Frank! Oh, look, I'm glad I caught you. Look, have you had your lunch yet?
No.
Oh, terrific, because I've got this super thing going on the stove for you and me and Little John.
I'm sorry, Dee, but I told you not to count on my coming home for lunch too often.
Honey, you have to eat, don't you? And Maeve gave me some extra cuts of meat, and I went out and I bought some vegetables, and I thought I would make this incredible stew. I mean, that's a nice, hearty lunch. Better than an old sandwich in a paper bag, huh? Doesn't that sound good?
Yeah, sounds great, Dee, but I just can't make it.
Well, I was counting on it, Frank.
I got too much to do over here.
Look, you have to eat, don't you? I mean, the stew really smells good. Can I tempt you, huh?
Afraid not. We'll just, there's no possibility this afternoon.
Well, I guess Little John and I will just have to enjoy it all alone.
I'm sorry.
Oh, look, I got a great idea. Why don't I bring it over there, huh?
No, don't do that. I just won't have the time. I'll send out for a sandwich, okay?
Look, I'm very disappointed.
Can't be helped. Bye.
Bye, Frank.
It's tried to stop him.
A painful confession shocks a family.
If I could take away everything that happened to you and have it happen to me, I would do it in a second.
This week,
Everything that my son has been through because of me.
can Sonny help his son heal? Watch General Hospital, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson. Were you or a loved one diagnosed with lung cancer? If so, we urge you to call the number on your screen now for a free legal consultation. Some lung cancers, along with the other cancers listed on your screen, may be linked to asbestos exposure. Exposure to asbestos in mills, factories, or while working as a plumber, electrician, plasterer, maintenance worker, or janitor may have put you at risk. In addition, because asbestos was widely used on ships, those working in shipyards, including Navy veterans, may have also been exposed. Asbestos has been used in many commercial applications, including insulation, fireproof fabrics, automotive parts, building materials, and small kitchen appliances. If you or a loved one was diagnosed with lung cancer or another asbestos-related cancer, call now for a free legal consultation. You may be entitled to compensation. Call 1-800-849-6478. Again, that's 1-800-849-6478.
People are talking about General Hospital's Lucky and Siobhan. D. Hunter Roscoe posted on Facebook, "Finally, a love for Lucky. He and Siobhan are great together." Charlotte May adds, "This is great. I hope it works out for these two." Laura Bruno says, "Men are always sexier when they're happy and in love." And Lori McPherson Draper sums it all up. "They are just the cutest couple. Way to go, GH. I love this storyline." People are talking about General Hospital. Weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.
Your whole setup's most impressive, Nick.
So you like the place, thanks. Look, Finelli, I'm a busy man. I can't waste time with small talk. You asked to see me, here I am. What do you want?
Okay, won't take long.
Good.
Heard rumors that there's been some trouble between you and Frank Ryan.
Now, what are you, newsman or a rumor monger?
Frank Ryan let you down some way, didn't he? And you're not on such good terms now, right?
Look, Finelli, I'm not going to answer any questions about Frank Ryan, so why don't you do yourself a favor? Save yourself some time and trouble. Go to lunch.
But you're not enthusiastic about Frank Ryan serving on the city council, are you?
Look, I just told you that I'm not going to...
I'm not here about a story. I'm here as a friend of the Ryan family.
Oh?
And I didn't come to ask you something, Nick. I came to tell you. I like Mary Ryan.
Terrific.
And Maeve and Johnny and all the Ryans, even Frank. Which is an awful lot for me to admit, considering the way I feel about politicians. But in spite of everything, Frank Ryan's a good man. He's got one or two principles, and sense of responsibility. Now, that's not easy to find in our public servants. So, when I come across it, I feel that it's my responsibility to give it a little protection.
Well, that's very commendable, Finelli, but you're going to be relieved of your responsibility as far as Frank is concerned.
How's that?
Well, he isn't going to be a councilman too much longer. Now, don't ask me how I know that, but I don't think he's going to be on the city council, say, 6 months from now. Maybe even 3 months.
That's very interesting. Care to tell me how you arrived at that conclusion?
No, not especially. Councilman has to reflect the needs of the entire community. And as a community businessman, I don't think he's representing my interests at all. Yeah, sure, he has principles, and yes, indeed, he cares. But those two things alone don't make for a successful politician. See, Frank has got to learn the practical side of public office, the nuts and bolts, the things that makes the wheel go round. And without that, principles and caring are a big, fat zero. Hmm? Now, Finelli, if he doesn't know that, you can bet he'll be out.
Don't try it, Nick.
What?
That's a warning. Lay off.
What have I done?
You tried to pressure Frank Ryan into going along with your little real estate deal, only the pressure didn't work. Now, what I'm saying is, don't try a follow-up.
I haven't the slightest idea what you're talking about.
Okay, maybe you can follow this. If anything happens to Frank Ryan, I'll find out why. In print.
You're pretty sure of yourself, aren't you, Finelli?
You muscle Frank. You'll find out how sure. I'll make you famous, Nick.
Huh?
Front page, column 8, with pictures. I'll have every investigative office from New York County all the way up to the FBI and the IRS looking into every bit of business that you do. So make life simple for yourself and leave Frank alone, huh?
That it?
That's it. Thanks for the interview.
Next, spend some time in Genoa City with the young and the restless. Later, see who's stirring up trouble in Pine Valley on All My Children, only on SoapNet.
All My Children, life-changing event.
If I die,
You are not going to die.
But the race to save her life
We gotta get her out of here or we don't stand a chance.
takes a tragic turn. Watch All My Children, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 8 on SoapNet.
My, what have we here? Butterfinger Snackers. I've never heard of those. Oh, they're just the latest thing. Chocolatey little treats with a smooth Butterfinger center. I love Butterfinger. I think I'll try one. Ow! I think you won't.
Butterfinger Snackers. Crispy, chocolatey, bite-sized treats with a smooth Butterfinger center.
Nobody's gonna lay a finger on my Butterfinger Snackers.
It's time, Erica. Choose a door.
Choices. They are life's constant. Anything is possible, right? The choice to be brave. I have breast cancer. The choice to turn back. I feel like I'm way out of my league. But when life doesn't turn out the way you hoped.
Something awful is going to happen here.
Am I dead? You can wonder, did you ever really have a choice? Am I married?
No one gets to see their future. That's not how this works.
The shocking new season.
I need to know.
Being Erica. All new Wednesdays at 11. Only on SoapNet.
It's a farewell event you don't want to miss. ABC Daytime and SoapNet salute Broadway Cares, the grand finale celebration. For one final amazing night, catch the stars of All My Children, One Life to Live, General Hospital, and The View on Broadway in New York City.
Thank you so much.
This is the final Broadway Cares performance ever, so don't miss your last chance to see this special event, Sunday, March 13th. ABC Daytime and SoapNet salute Broadway Cares, the grand finale celebration. For ticket information, go to abc.com or soapnet.com. Who's coming and who's going? SoapNet has a status update on your favorite stars. On General Hospital, just before he hosts the Academy Awards, critically acclaimed actor James Franco returns to wreak havoc in Port Charles.
I'm a whack job. Ask anyone.
Carrie Payton is now on staff at General Hospital as Dr. Terrell Jackson.
So it seems.
House hunter Suzanne Wang is Carol Chang, wedding planner.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
And on One Life to Live, General Hospital's Ted King is moving to Landview.
Quick.
Keep up with the latest status updates on SoapNet.
Now, under the old arrangement, each block association had a police officer to act as liaison between the block and the precinct.
Yes, that was working beautifully. Whatever happened to that system?
Well, it just kind of got neglected and sort of phased itself out.
Where's a list of those old precinct assignments?
Aha, right here.
we could work off the old plan and reinstitute the program
Right.
without spending a penny.
Right. All it needs is a little leadership.
Here you go.
Thanks, Mary.
That was wonderful.
What?
You don't even know you're doing it.
What?
You've been doing it for the last 15 minutes. Oh, so good to see you two in harness again.
I didn't even realize. Oh, beautiful.
Surprise!
Hey, honey.
Sounds to me like you're taking a little bit of a break, huh?
Well, actually, we're working, Dee.
And I bet you haven't had your lunch yet.
No, not yet. No.
Here it is.
I asked you not to bring this down here.
Well, look, I didn't bring the stew because I knew that would be too messy. But I just whipped up a little something that would be very easy to munch on while you work. Here we are. Tomato surprise. See, I stuffed them by myself.
Dee, why don't you let me take this lunch over here away from the papers, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are these very important papers?
Well, it's mainly stuff to be filed, Dee. Mary, where do you want those list of summonses we served on Nick Szabo?
Well, I'll start a folder for Mr. Szabo.
You served summonses on Nick Szabo.
Yeah, this morning about those apartment buildings.
Was he mad?
Yeah, you might say that.
Oh, boy, I wish I was there. Mary, did you go?
No, Dee. I didn't think I belonged in that situation.
Well, I think that must have been very, very exciting. What'd you do this morning, Mary?
Oh, what Mary did this morning was make out a list of people who could possibly replace her as Frank's administrative assistant.
Why?
Yeah, that's what I'd like to know. For some mysterious reason, she doesn't think she's going to be with Frank indefinitely, so she made out a list of candidates.
Well, let me see.
Dee, it may not look like it, but we actually have a lot of work to do around here.
Well, let me just take a little peek, okay? Georgia Rothschild.
Hey, that's what Frank and Mary said.
See? I am a good judge of people. Besides, I think Susan Coleman and Debbie Smith are just a little bit too pretty. I don't want any temptation in the office.
Dee, thanks a lot for the lunch, but I'm expecting Charlie in about 20 minutes, and I need to get some stuff together.
Councilman-elect Ryan's office. Oh, yeah, he's right here. Just a minute. It's Mrs. Huber with the rundown on the repairs Mr. Szabo ought to make.
Yeah, stay on the phone, Mary, won't you? Ask her about those basement entrances.
Right. Frank? How about me?
What about you?
Well, how about me for your administrative assistant?
Delia, look at Mary.
Yeah?
What's she doing?
She's listening on the phone. She's taking notes.
Do you take shorthand or speed writing or anything like that?
Oh, come on. I could learn that.
No, Dee.
Okay. I don't have to be your administrative assistant. See, I have a better title. I'm your loving and devoted wife. See, you can work without your administrative assistant, but you couldn't live without your wife, right? Look, you haven't had any, of the tomato. Want a little bite?
Hey, will you please go home? I asked you not to come down here. I told you how busy we are.
Listen, honey, we have a lot of work to do. It might be better if you
Look,
left.
I don't know what difference it makes anyway. Look, I can't do anything right around
Honey,
here.
that's not what we're trying to say.
Look, Bobby, there is nothing that you can do to fix this.
Baby, it'd be better if you left now.
And you know why I'm always wrong? Because I'm Delia Reed Ryan, that's why. I mean, if I was Jill Coleridge, everything that I would do would be right and it would be perfect. I'm not Jill Coleridge. I'm Delia Reed Ryan, and I can't help that.
In Port Charles, revenge is a priority, relationships are disposable, and good medical care is a necessity. Keep up with this fast-paced city with an all-new episode of General Hospital, weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.